Hello there, it's Terry. I'm sitting out in one of my favorite places in the woods. It's got like a magical quality here, and somehow I always seem to think better when I take a sit here. So, I wanted to come on and talk about some plans I have for the future. Keeps coming back to me that I need to put my message into a video so people have maybe an easier time of listening to it. A lot of times people don't read words, especially when you're long-winded like I am. So I thought I would put some of my thoughts into a video that you could watch on YouTube anytime you want. So I achieved my goal of writing a book this year. Well, the end of last year. It's just been a few months. It's been on Amazon for sale. Haven't sold a ton, but I've sold it to people who really appreciate it, so that's a good thing. What I want to talk about now is why I wrote the book. I wrote the book as a culmination of all the things I learned in my 15 years of self-discovery. At 45, I realized that I'd achieved most of the goals I set out to achieve in my life, all the things that everyone told me would make me happy. Having a career, well, first graduated from college, having a career, getting married, buying a house, having children, having a almost 30-year career. All of those things I was told and believed would make me happy. And yet, when I turned about 45 and realized that as soon as my kids graduated from high school and left the house, my life would be completely different than it was at the moment. It wouldn't be as busy. I would have more time to myself. I realized that I didn't like who I'd become. I wasn't me. I was the version of me I thought would make everyone happy. I was the version of me that tried to be perfect. I was the version of me that wanted everyone to like me. And in the end, I didn't like myself, and that wasn't a good place to be. I was happy with my marriage, but relationships with my kids were not where I wanted them to be, and the relationship with myself was way off. So, I started digging in, reading books. I tried reaching out for a counselor, but that didn't seem to work for me. I guess this is something I needed to do on my own, which makes sense. I do learn best when I figure it out on my own. I started reading self-help books. I started listening to TED Talks. I just started digging in. I did a lot of personality tests to understand myself, and I realized in taking the tests that I would test one way when I pictured myself at work and in that social environment at work, and one way when I pictured myself at home, at peace. So the two, it was like I had two versions of me. I needed to integrate those two and be the person that I am all the time. And that took a lot of years. A lot of years of digging in, a lot of years of letting go, facing my deepest, darkest fears, and of course, hitting rock bottom. Because you can't really work yourself out of rock bottom until you hit it. Otherwise, you're always just kind of that in-between space, going up, going back, going up, going down. But when you hit rock bottom, it gives you the chance to see it all with fresh eyes and to start over. And that's what I did. So the book is a culmination of what I learned on that journey. Those 15 years of figuring out who I was, of learning to change my perspective, learning to tame my inner critic, learning some self-compassion, gaining confidence in myself, and really voicing my true self. So the book isn't designed to be a read from one page to another. It's designed to be a tool on your journey to your best self, to just open it up to a page and to read the words you might need to hear that day. Sometimes you might need to hear that same message over and over again because you're at a different place of understanding once you read it. I hope that my book helps you help yourself. Thanks for listening. If you like what you hear, please subscribe.